Hello there, everybody. Good morning and welcome back to another video here on my channel with yours truly, as the name is displayed right there by my hand. Right there. This video is going to be about the Baltimore Orioles. Now, I know I've been doing videos about my NFL predictions for the week, seasons, and all that. So I decided to do a little video. I don't really think anybody will comment. I mean, some may, but we'll see about that. So I wanted to give my opinion about who the Orioles, the Baltimore Orioles, might sign in free agency. We have already had one person that we have signed already, and that is infielder Rougned Odor. I thought it was pronounced Odor, when I saw his name. He has played for the Texas Rangers and the New York Yankees. I'm probably missing another team, but I don't really think I am. But if you don't remember him, he's the guy that punched Jose Bautista right in the face when Jose Bautista did like a dirty slide in the second base around 2012, 13, something like that. Actually, may have been 2017. I don't really remember. I think it was after that playoff game or something like that. I can't really remember, but well, whatever it was, basically. So, but you know what I mean. Rougned Odor punched him in the face when Jose Bautista did a dirty slide to second base, and I think Bautista was called out, and Rougned Odor got in trouble for doing that. But he had every right to do that because, again, that was a dirty slide, and Jose Bautista was always a dirty player, and that's why he ain't going to the Hall of Fame. Good riddance. I mean, this is another video I should do as well, like MLB players, and they're going to be on like the ballot for the Hall of Fame, and if I think they're going to get inducted or not. I've seen people doing videos and all that, but I thought I'd do like my opinions and stuff. My opinions probably aren't the best and all that, but I try. I definitely try. So, with the big names that we have on the market right now with the MLB free agency, the one name that the Orioles are not going to go for is Carlos Correa of the Houston Astros, formerly the Houston Astros. I keep hearing rumors he's going to go to the Detroit Tigers. Now, I see I am pretty sure that the Braves will re-sign Freddie Freeman, Putnam, because I do not see Freddie Freeman going anywhere. He doesn't need to go to New York. He doesn't need to go to any other team. It makes perfect sense for him to return to the Braves. I mean, why not? They won the World Series, and they cannot afford to lose one of their best players. They probably got Ronald Acuna coming back from injury. They got Dansby Swanson still, I think, and I believe Marcelo Zuna. But Jorge Soler, the World Series MVP, is a free agent who we'll probably get to, but I hope that they do re-sign both of them. If not, they'll probably re-sign Freddie Freeman, but if they don't re-sign Jorge Soler, then I don't know. I mean, because that walk-off or that home run that he hit against the Astros is pretty amazing. Yeah. But anyway, so Carlos Correa will definitely not join the Orioles. That's one person that will not be on there. But if we did sign Carlos Correa, that could be pretty awesome. I don't know if Jorge Soler would join the Orioles. I mean, because that would be pretty nice, but our outfield is okay. I mean, we got Cedric Mullins in center field, who we need to lock up. We need to keep him at least 5 more years in Baltimore. Then we got Anthony Santander, possibly for right field and left field, but probably right field. And left field is probably going to be a question mark because Ryan Mountcastle, in my opinion, well, I congrat, Randy Arozarena for winning the Rookie of the Year award, but I kind of think Ryan Mountcastle should have gotten a little bit more votes. I think he should have finished at least second or third. But, I mean, maybe we could, put Jorge Soler in left field, but we would probably sign him to probably a 3-year contract at least, and hopefully, he'd do pretty well. But, yeah, that would be nice. But, unfortunately, I don't see Jorge Soler, as a possibility of coming to Baltimore. But, I mean, it would be nice, but we'll see. Corey Seeger, who's already been signed a 10-year contract with the Texas Rangers. That's crazy. I mean, that's a lot of money for one, and I don't understand why they got to do it, for that much. I mean, I applaud him, for going to another team, but I'm very surprised they didn't return to the Dodgers. But best of luck with him with the Texas Rangers. Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant is still a free agent. He is unsigned. He can play third base and outfield. He was with San Francisco. He was with the Cubs. He won the MVP award like in 2016 or 17. I think it was 16. But that would be nice to actually have him in Baltimore. We need a third baseman. Jorge Mateo and Kelvin Gutierrez, whatever their names are. Yeah, I never heard of them either. Are two players, that I don't think should be third baseman. Same with Richie Martin. We just put him in AAA from what I heard. And yeah, we are rebounding, or we're rebuilding, a better word to say. But it's tough, But I could see, I was going to say I could see him going to Atlanta maybe, but I'd like to see him return to Chicago. I mean, I really think it would be good if he did that, but I don't think he wants to. I think he wants to go to another team. But I don't see him as a possibility going to Baltimore, but it would be nice. Marcus Simeon, he already signed a 7-year deal, and that was with the what team was that? It was the it's not the Blue Jays anymore. It's another team that he signed with. It's oh my God, who did he sign with? Sorry, who did Marcus Simeon sign with?
Marcus Simeon plays for the Blue Jays.
He does not play for the Blue Jays. Marcus Simeon.
Here's Marcus Simeon.
Was it Seattle that he went to, or was it oh my God, I really cannot remember who he went to, but eventually oops. Yeah, let me get all the let me get the teams on here. Let me try the ESPN tracker thing, and it'll tell me on here all the exact players that are free agents on here, and it'll tell me but I know Marcus Simeon signed a contract with another team, but I think it was Texas. Yeah, I think so, because they got Seeger and Simeon. Okay. So here we go. We got relief pitcher Fernando Abad. This is going all the way from A to Z. This could be a long video, but I'll try not to go on too much. So anyway, Fernando Abad, who pitched for the Orioles, I think he's going to stay a free agent. Eri Adrianza, or whatever, from a third baseman from the Braves. I think he'll return to the Braves. Yeah, I thought he signed with the Rangers. I thought of it at the last minute, but thank you. But yeah, I see him return to the Braves. Brett Anderson, a left-handed pitcher. I would like to see him come to the Orioles. I would. I mean, the Orioles have had, some, they have signed veteran pitchers. Matt Harvey was one of them. I will get to Matt Harvey soon. But I'd like to see Brett Anderson pitch for the Orioles for probably a 2-year deal. We need a left-hander in there. We got John Means Business, the no-hitter guy. We do have Zach Lowther, whatever it's pronounced. I think he should be, he'll probably get some pitching time, but I think, he's got some stuff to work on a little bit. He reminds me of Adam Lowen, a pitcher the Orioles have that was very underrated, but had some injuries, unfortunately, and then went to the outfield, then returned to pitching, and yeah, he was pretty decent. Pretty underrated, I thought. But yeah, I'd like to see Brett Anderson come to the Orioles. Tyler Anderson, a pitcher that was with the Mariners. I don't know what team he'll go to. I'm going to say the Brewers. Matt Andriese, a relief pitcher. I'm going to say the Yankees. Chris Archer, pitcher for the Rays, who was had some pretty good years back in the day. I see him return to Tampa Bay. Jake Arrieta, the former Cy Young Award winner, the former no-hitter. Did he throw a no-hitter twice or something? I can't really remember, but yeah, he wasn't really all that great with the Orioles, so the Orioles wound up trading him to the Chicago Cubs for Scott Feldman, and it wasn't Pedro Strop. He was already here. I believe it was Scott Feldman, I think. Unless, no, Steve Clevenger wasn't in there. Steve Clevenger was for somebody else. But this might sound crazy, but I would like to see Jake Arrieta return to Baltimore for a 1-year deal. I think this could possibly be his last season. He didn't really do all that much in 2021. I mean, it was tough. I mean, COVID, for one, ruining things with baseball. But also, I would like to see him return to Baltimore. I mean, he only pitched 4 seasons, which was his first season, Then the second one, his ERA was very, very high, especially in 2012 and 13, but he just could not put it together. I mean, so that's why they traded into Chicago. He had that amazing season in 2000 and was it 16, I believe? Well, 15, he was 22-6 with a 1.77 ERA. So that was his best season. And 2016 was another good season for him. But then after that in 17 kind of went down. Well, actually, it was pretty decent in 17, but 18 he was all right. But ERA started going up again. Then he returned to Chicago in 2021. Didn't have a great season. Then came to the San Diego Padres and didn't have a great season. But again, I'd like to see him return to Baltimore. Again, on like a one-year deal. Luis Avilan, a relief pitcher. I say he returns to the Nationals. John Axford. John Axford as a pitcher that pitched for the Milwaukee Brewers, and he is 38 years young and still on the market. He did pitch with the Brewers, and I think he had not pitched in like a while. I say he returns to Milwaukee. Javier Baez, he has already signed with a team, and that's the Tigers now on a 6-year deal, and I hope that works out for him. I'm kind of surprised he went to Detroit. I mean, Detroit is a team trying to make some big moves as well too. But I hope, it works out for him. So, congrats to him. I know the Orioles never really had an interest in him as they really don't want to pay, I think, that much money, for him or anybody. Basically, they want to make it like a 1, 2, or 3 year deal, and probably the most would be like $40 million. But they'll sign some big names. I mean, they've already signed, Rougned Odor, so I hope, that works out. All right, so anyway, congrats to Baez. Brandon Belt, from what it says on here, he's returning to the Giants. That's good for him. Dellin Betances, a lights-out pitcher for the New York Mets. Well, for the New York Yankees, he was a lights-out pitcher. For the Mets, he didn't really do that much. But I say he returns to the Yankees on a 1 or 2 year deal. I think he can try and put it back together. Brad Boxberger, a nice last name, and pitched for the Brewers and did pretty well. I say he returns to the Brewers. Brad Brock, former Oriole pitcher, former relief pitcher who was lights out in 2016, was really, really great with us. I like to see him return to the Orioles, but I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to return to the Reds. Archie Bradley, a relief pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. I say he goes to the Phillies. There was a notification that popped up. I was just getting rid of that. Chris Bryant. I already mentioned Chris Bryant. I hope that he does return to the Chicago Cubs. I don't see him coming to the Orioles. Dylan Bundy. I met this guy. I met him at the Oriole Fan Fest in early 2000, or what was it? Like late 2015 or something like that. And he did all right for the Orioles. I mean, he bounced back from his injury in 2016 and 17. He starting pitching with us. 18, he was okay. 19 wasn't all that great. So he wound up going to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And he did okay. I mean, this year he did have some pretty good seasons, but I don't think he's going to return to the Orioles. I think he's going to go to another team. I'm going to say the Dodgers. I think it'd be pretty interesting to see him to go to another team on the West Coast. Asdrubal Cabrera, this guy is 36, and I don't think the Orioles need a player like him on the roster. We tried already with, what is that name? That guy, Freddie Galvis. Freddie Galvis, had an injury, and he was doing okay with us. And Maikel Franco was another person that we tried our luck with. We wound up, releasing Maikel Franco, and we traded Freddie Galvis back to the Phillies. So, I say Asdrubal Cabrera will probably sign, I think, it said he was with the the Reds, and I'll say that he returns for them. Trevor Cahill, pitcher, it's been around, I think, for about 8 seasons or so. I'm not sure exactly how long, but it seems like it. But I'd like to see this guy come to the Orioles. I mean, I think he's pretty good. He's got a nice delivery and pitches pretty well. I mean, he's had some rough seasons a little bit. According to here, he has 86 career wins and 99 losses, and his ERA is high as well, too. but he had some good seasons. Like here in 2010, he was 18-8 with an ERA at 2.97, which actually is pretty good. I think he was in line for the Cy Young Award, but didn't win it, of course. Last year, he was 1-5 with Pittsburgh and had a 6.57 ERA, which is not great and stuff. But I'd like to see him, pitch for Baltimore. I'd like to see Trevor Cahill if the Orioles have an interest in him, but I don't think it'll happen. But it's just a thought. Cole Calhoun, an outfielder, formerly with the Diamondbacks. I'd say that Cole Calhoun re-signs with the Diamondbacks and goes back to them. Mark Canha, an outfielder from the Oakland Athletics. I say he stays with them. Matt Carpenter, infielder at 36 years young, who played for the Arizona Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals. I've been focusing on football too much. I've been, calling teams the wrong names. But I say Matt Carpenter stays with the Cardinals. I definitely think that he comes back to them. If he goes to another team, I don't know exactly who. I don't think Yankees is a possibility or any others, but yeah, I say I like to see Matt Carpenter return to the Cardinals. Nick Castellanos, an all-star outfielder for the Cincinnati Reds, who is on the free agent market. And yeah, I think, this guy, well, he deserves, he'll probably get a pretty good contract. And, he put up some good numbers. I would really like to see this guy come to Baltimore. I mean, he could be our left fielder or maybe right field or something like that. But I don't think the Orioles are going to go for him. I mean, we should at least get him to a 5-year contract for about probably $80 million. But I don't think the Orioles want to pay that much. And plus, because of us rebuilding and stuff, and I don't think they want him on the team. They want it to be like the people we have now because of the fact that we're rebuilding. But it would be nice to see him, come to the team. But I say he returns to the Reds on probably like a 5-year contract, maybe even more than that, maybe 6 years. But yeah, Jhoulys Chacin, he has re-signed with the Rockies for a 1-year deal for looks like $1.250 million, something like that. So that's good for him. Andrew Chafin, relief pitcher. I'd say he returns to Oakland. Tyler Chatwood, relief pitcher, formerly with the Giants. I'd say he returns to them. Jesse Chavez, a pitcher for the Braves at 38. I'd say he returns to the Braves. Robinson Chirinos, a catcher, formerly with the Cubs at 37. Now, the Orioles do have a catcher, and his name is Adley Rutschman. I am really, really, really hoping that he makes the opening day roster. He needs to. He's not on the 40-man roster yet, but he needs to. We don't have Pedro Severino. I will get to him. And we did have Chance Sisco. We gave him to the Mets. And we do have Austin Wynns, I think, or unless we put him to AAA. But we need Adley Rutschman up there. Everybody wants to see him play. He's like the number one prospect for us. And I really hope he makes the opening day roster. But everybody is saying that he will not make the opening day roster. But you never know. And he's already been promoted to AAA, which happened last year. Well, this year in 2021. And he put up some good numbers. But again, he needs to make the opening day roster. He needs to. But Robinson Chirinos, I'd say he retires. I mean, that probably could be a surprise there, but that's my prediction. I just think he retires. Steve Cishek, a relief pitcher formerly with the Angels. I'd say he gets signed by a team, but I don't know who. I mean, it could be the Angels or it could be another team. I don't know who exactly once again, but I think he will be picked up by a team. Hold on, let's turn my PlayStation 5 off. All right. Tyler Clipper, another veteran relief pitcher who was with the Diamondbacks, got like that little funky delivery, like the way that he delivers and throws it in there. I mean, it's a pretty decent pitcher. I mean, he put up, I think he was an all-star once at Washington, and it would be nice to see him return to them, but I think that he will possibly, I think he will sign with a team, probably be a minor league contract. I mean, some of these players that I'm talking about could be minor league deals like Steve Cishek, possibly, but we'll see. Alex Cobb, former Oriole pitcher who was with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. I don't see him returning to the Orioles. I don't see that happening. But yeah, I think I say he possibly, does sign with a team. Would be nice to see him go back to Tampa Bay, but I don't think that will happen. But I do think he'll get picked up somewhere. Alex Colummay, a relief pitcher from the Minnesota Twins. The Orioles do need some relief pitchers, but we do have like Cole Sulser, who did pretty well for us, and then we got Tanner Scott and Paul Fry. I mean, Paul Fry was all right, but and Tyler Wells, who's been doing closing pitching for us, he's been doing pretty well. But I don't think Colomay returns or goes to the Orioles. I think he'll return to Tampa Bay, though. I'd say that's where he goes. Michael Conforto, outfielder for the New York Mets. I would like to see this guy come to Baltimore as well. I mean, DJ Stewart, who has been struggling with us, a left-handed batter, but it would be nice to have Michael Conforto in there. I mean, because of the fact, that he is, a pretty good player, but I just think personally, it would be nice for him to come to Baltimore, but I say that he goes to the Boston Red Sox. Carlos Correa, who I mentioned, they keep saying that he's going to go to Detroit, which could be a possibility, but in my opinion, I don't know if that would make sense. I mean, I just don't really think that'd be a possibility. I say Carlos Correa goes to the Twins, Minnesota Twins. Nelson Cruz, a one-time Oriole in 2014, who we should have kept, from free agency. Well, we only signed him to a one-year deal, and he hit like 40 or 41 home runs with us, and the guy is 41, and he's playing like he's 25. I mean, he put up some pretty good numbers. But he did play with the Rays. I would like to see him come to Baltimore, and it would be another one-year deal, obviously. But I don't think he'll return. I think that he probably will return to Tampa Bay. Johnny Cueto, the guy with that funky delivery and stuff, always doing like that little shimmy shake and all that, that stuff that he keeps doing. Yeah, not really the biggest fan of him, but he's 35. Would be interesting to see him return to Cincinnati, where he pitched for a good amount of seasons, and he also pitched for Kansas City. That would be pretty nice too. But I say he goes to the Texas Rangers. Charlie Culberson, a shortstop, formerly with the Rangers, I say he returns to the team. Zach Davies, a starting pitcher, formerly with the Chicago Cubs, I say he returns to them. Wade Davis, a relief pitcher back in the day, who put up some really, really good numbers with the Kansas City Royals, and I say that he does return to Kansas City. Anthony Descalfani, whatever it's pronounced, he has agreed to return to the San Francisco Giants on a 3-year deal for $36 million. So that's good for him. Ian Desmond, a center fielder, formerly with the Colorado Rockies, I say he stays with the Rockies. Ross Detweiler, relief pitcher with the Padres, I don't know if he will get signed. I mean, he might, but it'd probably be a minor league deal. Chris Davinski, relief pitcher with the Diamondbacks, I say would be nice to see him to come to the Orioles. I mean, again, we need relief pitchers. We do, and we need some starters. But I say he does get picked up by a team. Don't think it'd be the Orioles, but he will get signed. Corey Dickerson, a player that was with the Blue Jays. He was acquired in a trade and came to Toronto. I forgot who exactly, but don't think I want him on the Orioles, but I think basically he will play for a team. He'll get signed. Jake Diekman, relief pitcher for the with the Oakland Athletics. I'd like to see him come to the Orioles because he's a left-hander and we could use some lefties in the bullpen. But I say he returns to Oakland. Rafael Dolis, never really heard of him. He's a relief pitcher, formerly with the Blue Jays. I say he goes to Tampa Bay. Sean Doolittle, left-handed pitcher, who was with the Mariners, and he did all right. I say he goes to the Kansas City Royals. Danny Duffy, a left-handed pitcher that was with the Royals and now went to the Los Angeles Dodgers. I say personally that he returns to the Dodgers, because I think the Dodgers do need some pitchers on there, and I think he returns. Matt Duffy, third baseman with the Cubs, I say he goes to the Brewers. Adam Duvall, outfielder with the World Series champion Atlanta Braves. He returned to the Braves after being with the Marlins, I think. I say he comes back to the Braves. Gerard Dyson, outfielder at 37, formerly with the Blue Jays. I say he goes to Kansas City. Eduardo Escobar, first baseman, who has actually going to go back, is going to go to the New York Mets on a 2-year deal for $20 million. Best of luck to him. Jiris Familia, pitcher for the New York Mets. I say he returns to them. Michael Fiers, starting pitcher with the Oakland Athletics. Somebody made a video about him. Mark did. Well, you know who I'm talking about, but yeah, he did a video, and I think he said that Mike Fiers will go to the Orioles. I kind of agree with that. I mean, we do sign veteran pitchers and stuff and see how they do, but yeah, I think he will. It would be nice to see him come to the Orioles. Like a 1-year deal would be fine. Dexter Fowler, outfielder who was with the Angels. I say he goes back to Colorado. Freddie Freeman, first baseman, wasn't the World Series MVP. I thought he was with the Braves in 2020. I forgot though, but I thought he was. But I say he returns to the Braves. Freddie Galvis, infielder who was with Baltimore and Philadelphia. I say he goes to Seattle on a minor league deal. Avisail Garcia, he has signed a 4-year contract for $53 million with the Miami Marlins. I'm used to calling them the Florida Marlins. But best of luck to him with that team. Luis Garcia, outfielder, has agreed to a deal with the White Sox, so he'll probably return with them. Luis Garcia, relief pitcher with the Cardinals. I'd say he goes to the Yankees. Another Luis Garcia, shortstop. I don't know who he goes to. I'll say Cleveland. Another Luis Garcia, starting pitcher. Yeah, there's 3 of them on here. I don't know why. They didn't really pitch anybody in 20. This person didn't pitch anybody in 2021. Same with the other Garcia, the shortstop. But I say he goes to the Mets. Yimi Garcia, a relief pitcher, formerly with the Astros. I say he returns. Brent Gardner, outfielder, has been around a while, formerly with the Yankees. I say he returns to them. Kevin Gausman, former Oriole pitcher, who now will be going to the Toronto Blue Jays on a 5-year contract for $110 million. Best of luck with Kevin Gausman. I wish he could have returned to Baltimore, but I know that wasn't going to happen because I know the Orioles just wanted him to, go to a different team, but that's good, that he's going to another team, and I hope it works out for him. Michael Gibbons, a former Oriole pitcher who was with the Cincinnati Reds, had that little, funky delivery, throwing it in there, he did some closing pitching for us as well, too. But I say that Michael Gibbons returns to the Reds. Yan Gomes, a catcher who is with Oakland. This would be nice to see Yan Gomes come to the Orioles, maybe a 2-year contract. But even though I said about Adley Rutschman, but I think he returns to Oakland. Kendall Graveman, a relief pitcher, he is signed with the White Sox on a 3-year deal for $24 million. John Gray, he has signed with the Texas Rangers for a 4-year deal at $56 million. Like I said, the Rangers are making some moves. Shane Green, a relief pitcher who was with the Dodgers. I say he goes back to Detroit. Zach Greinke, a veteran pitcher who's been around a pretty good while. And kind of surprised about him being a free agent, but don't see him as a possibility, coming to the Orioles. I mean, would be nice, but I don't think the Orioles want to go for him. He's got a nice delivery, and I thought he won a Cy Young Award one time or whatever he did. But I see him returning to the Astros. Yuli Gurriel, first baseman who was with the Astros. I believe that he will return to them. Jesse Hahn, relief pitcher with the Royals. I say he goes to Kansas City and returns. Cole Hamels, starting pitcher back in the day, threw a no-hitter and put up some really, really good numbers. I'd like to see him as an Oriole. I'd like to see lefties in there, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to go to Philadelphia. I'd like to see him go to Atlanta. He was with them one time. But I say that Cole Hamels will. I mean, this could be his last season. He probably could retire, but it wouldn't be nice seeing him return to Philadelphia. So I'm going to go with that. Billy Hamilton, outfielder's got really, really good speed. I would like to see this guy come to Baltimore. He's got good speed. We can put him on the bench, or he can be like an outfielder. But I'm gonna say he returns to Chicago. Brad Hand, a left-handed relief pitcher who's with the Mets. I would like to see the Orioles sign this guy too, but I'm gonna say he goes to Cleveland. Jay Happ, starting pitcher at 39, who was with the Cardinals. Not somebody I think the Orioles will go after, but I say he stays. Actually, I don't think he'll go to the Cardinals, and I don't think he'll go to the Blue Jays either. I'm going to say, I think he was with the Minnesota Twins before. I'm going to say he goes to Chicago, the Cubs, that is. Josh Harrison, a second baseman who was with the Athletics. I'm going to say that he will return to Pittsburgh. Matt Harvey, pitcher, is with the Orioles last year, or in 2021, and he did okay. I mean, he had more losses than wins. Some games he should have won, but the bullpen, unfortunately, blew it a little bit. I think he had a lot of no decisions, maybe 3 or 5. Probably should have had maybe 8 wins with us instead of 6, whatever he had. But I would like to see him return to Baltimore, but I don't think the Orioles are going to want to do that. I think they're going to move on from him and probably he may return to the Mets, which could be a possibility, but I don't really know. But I'm going to take a shot and going to say that he goes to the Giants, San Francisco Giants. Andrew Haney, he has agreed with the Dodgers on a 1-year deal for $8.5 million. Best of luck, to him. Who else we got? We got Heath Embray, relief pitcher. I say he goes to the Mets. Cesar Hernandez, infielder. I say he returns to Chicago. Odubel Herrera, who was with the Phillies. I say that he does return to them. Derek Holland, a relief pitcher with the Tigers, who was a starting pitcher. I say returns to them. Greg Holland, relief pitcher. I don't think they're related, but he put up some pretty good numbers with the Royals, a good closer for them. I say he returns to them. Brock Holt, second baseman from the Texas Rangers, also with the Boston Red Sox before. I'm going to say he returns to Boston. Daniel Hudson, relief pitcher, who was with the Nationals, I believe, in the World Series and won a ring with them. I'm going to say that he goes to the Mets. Tommy Hunter, former Oriole, starting pitcher and relief pitcher and closer, now relief pitcher. I'm going to say that he goes to, I don't know if he'll go to Texas. I mean, I don't know about that. I'm going to say Philadelphia. Jose Iglesias, a former Oriole who was with Boston. Would be nice to see him return to the Orioles again. Put up some good numbers in 2020, despite the season being shortened. But I say that I think he goes back to Cincinnati. Raisel Iglesias, he has agreed to stay with the Angels on a 4-year contract. Don't know for how much though, but it does say that he has agreed, to return. Kenley Jansen, closing pitcher for the Dodgers. I'd say he returns them. Pierce Johnson, never heard of him. Relief pitcher from the Padres. I'd say he goes to, I'll say Boston. Matt Joyce, outfielder, who at 37 has been around a while. I'd say that he returns to them, to the Phillies. Keone Kayla, whatever it's pronounced, a relief pitcher with the Padres. I say that he will return to that team. Yeah, I think so. Joe Kelly, a relief pitcher who I think used to hit 100 miles per hour on his fastball. I'd like to see him come to Baltimore. I'll say the Orioles. But let's go through the rest of the teams. I mean, there's so many names on here. I'm just going to name players. I mean, I'm going to look through them and see. I'm just going to name big name players. I mean, I'm not going to try and go through all of them. And plus, I have to get ready for work pretty soon. So here we go. Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw, I think, will return to the Dodgers, probably on a 3-year deal. I don't think the Dodgers, want to lose, him. Craig Kimbrell, relief pitcher, who's with the Chicago White Sox. That guy that little funky, that little thing like that when he does that and then starts and then throws the fastball in there, that sort of thing. I would like to see him come to Baltimore, but I don't think it's a possibility. I think he returns to Chicago because I think the Cubs are going to, or I mean the White Sox. I think the White Sox are going to try and have a pretty big bullpen. Corey Kluber, well, he has agreed with the Rays on a 1-year deal from what I see on here for $8 million. Okay. Who else? John Lester, a left-handed pitcher who threw a no-hitter before and also won. He won a World Series ring. I want to say he won 2, but yeah, I think it would be nice to see him return to Boston. So I'm going to say that. We got Aaron Loop, who has agreed to a 2-year deal with the Angels for $17 million. Okay. Who else do we have in here? Starlin Marte has been signed by the Mets on a 4-year deal for $78 million. Steven Matz signed with the Cardinals on a 4-year deal for $44 million. JD Martinez. I would like to see JD Martinez come to Baltimore. He could be a good designated hitter for us. I hope that the Orioles sign him for at least for a contract for probably a three-year contract for about $26 million. I think would seem fair. So yeah. Andrew McCutchen. Well, he was pretty good with the Pirates and stuff. I don't think the Orioles would go for him. TJ McFarland, a former Oriole, he has agreed to return to the Cardinals on a $2.5 million contract. Andrew Miller, a left-handed pitcher that was lights out with the Orioles in 2014 in the season and the postseason. Then we unfortunately lost him to free agency to the Yankees. I would love to see Andrew Miller return. I'm going to say it and say the Orioles signed him to a 2-year contract. I definitely like to see Andrew Miller come back. Who else we got? Left-handed pitcher Matt Moore, another guy I think wouldn't be nice for the Orioles. He's only 32. I mean, I think it'd be nice having him in there. I mean, he's a 32-year-old person, and he's a left-hander. I mean, we'll see about that. Darren O'Day, relief pitcher, but he's 39 right now. But I don't know if the Orioles, would want to keep him or get him back. I mean, it would be nice, but I don't think they want to. Rougned Odor, the Orioles have signed. I am happy about that. I actually am. I'm glad they signed a player right now. It's only a 1-year contract, but you never know. Hector Neris has signed with the Astros for a 2-year deal at $17 million, and Max Scherzer has officially signed his contract with the Mets, so he joins the rotation with Jacob deGrom. That will be pretty interesting. It could be pretty good as well, too. Gerardo Parr, a former Oriole, but don't think the Orioles will bring him back. Adam Ottavino, a relief pitcher. I like to see the Orioles sign him. James Paxton has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Boston Red Sox, left-handed pitcher. Who's this? Roberto Perez. Oops. There we go. Roberto Perez has agreed to the Pirates on a 1-year, $5 million contract. Jock Peterson. I don't think the Orioles sign him, but I think he'll return to Atlanta. I don't think these names, but the Orioles might go for them. I just don't know exactly. Michael Pineda, pitcher for the Twins. I don't think the Orioles will go for him. Manny Pena goes to the Braves on a 2-year, $8 million contract. Albert Pujols. Yes, Albert Pujols, the future Hall of Famer. I know the Orioles are not going to sign him. It would be nice to see the Cardinals sign him, but they already got a first baseman, which is Paul Goldschmidt. But I think that he returns to the Dodgers. Who else we got? Jose Ramirez, infielder from the Indians. Would be nice to see the Orioles pick him up, but I think he goes to another team. I'm going to say... no, I don't think the... Actually, I'm going to change and say he goes back to Cleveland. I'm going to say that. Who else we got? We got Robbie Ray, who signed with the Seattle Mariners, and hopefully, that works out with him. Eduardo Rodriguez goes to the Tigers on a 5-year, $77 million contract. Joely Rodriguez agrees to a contract with the Yankees for 1 year, $2 million. Who else do we have in here? Wilson Ramos. I mean, that would be actually a catcher the Orioles could use on there. I mean, Wilson Ramos would be pretty nice. Anthony Rizzo, first baseman, who's a free agent, who was with the Yankees. I mean, I like to see him return to Chicago, but you never know. David Robertson, former relief pitcher with the Yankees. Would be interesting, who he signs with. I mean, Orioles would be a nice one. Carlos Rodon, guy who threw a no-hitter for the Chicago White Sox and was a all-star. I say he returns to Chicago. Chaz Rowe, former Oriole pitcher. I mean, would be nice to see him return to Baltimore, but I don't think he will. I think he goes back to Tampa Bay. Sergio Romo, relief pitcher, who was pretty good for the San Francisco Giants. I'm sure he's still a good pitcher. But, of course, Max Scherzer, as I already mentioned, re-signs with the Mets, or goes to the Mets, on a 3-year deal for $130 million. Kyle Schwarber, who is a free agent. It would be nice to see Kyle Schwarber maybe come to Baltimore, but I don't think he will. I think he returns to Boston. Of course, Corey Seager agrees to a 10-year, $325 million contract with Texas. Kyle Seager, who is a free agent, I say, well, it's a possibility he may not, return to Seattle, but I don't think the Orioles have an interest in him. So I think he goes to another team. Maybe the Yankees. I don't really know. Maybe Texas. That would be nice, have those two on there. But yeah, I'd say maybe goes to Texas. Marcus Simeon, of course, who agreed to a 7-year contract with Texas for $175 million. Pedro Severino, the former Oriole, has actually agreed to a 1-year, $1.9 million contract with the Brewers. Good luck with with that. I mean, hope it works out for him. Travis Shaw, man, that would be nice to see him come to Baltimore, but I don't think so. Jorge Soler, the World Series MVP. I mean, would be nice to see him come to Baltimore, but I don't know. Noah Syndergaard, who has agreed to a 1-year, $21 million contract with the Angels. Hope that works out. Marcus Stroman, a pitcher who, he seemed to face the Orioles a lot of times, but former Toronto Blue Jay, but I don't know if he'll come to the Orioles. Chris Taylor, who hit a lot of home runs for the Dodgers in the playoffs. I say he returns to the Dodgers. Trevor Story. Now, this is a guy that actually would be a nice pickup for the Orioles to come. It would be nice to see him be our shortstop. I mean, I don't know, though. I mean, it should be at least a 3-year contract for about $40 million, probably. So I hope Trevor Story comes to the Orioles because, again, we need a shortstop. But, yeah, it would be nice. Craig Stammen, relief pitcher, and Joaquin Soria. I mean, I don't think those guys would come to the Orioles. Hunter Strickland, who would hit like 100, I think, on his fastball. Kurt Suzuki, also free agent. All these names that I'm mentioning. So we'll go the rest of them. Yeah, we don't have very much left. Let me just look at some names. Justin Verlander has agreed to a 1-year, $25 million contract to return to Houston. Jonathan VR, who is a free agent right now. I wouldn't mind a Jonathan VR return to the Orioles. I mean, that would be something nice to see, but I don't know if the Orioles want to bring him back. We do have a lot of people there. Well, Raymond Urias, whatever it's pronounced, he actually did pretty well with us, but I don't know if he'll want to return again. It would be nice to see VR come back. I hope Jonathan VR returns to Baltimore. Stephen Vogt, catcher, who probably will return to Atlanta. Michael Wacha has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Boston Red Sox. Kirby Yates has agreed to a 2-year, $8.25 million contract with Atlanta. Good pickup for them. Ryan Zimmerman, who has been around a while. I don't think the Orioles have an interest in him, but I say the Nationals bring him back. Mike Zunino, catcher for the Rays. I think he returns to them. And I think that's Alex Wood. I mean, a starting pitcher for the Giants. A left-hander, got like that little funky delivery. But I say returns to them. But, yeah, I mean, but I think that's pretty much about it. That's all the names. I mean, I'm sorry I couldn't do like all the names. but it's some of them. But I mentioned names, the Orioles, should sign, about 6 of them, I think I named that would, should come to the Orioles. But we'll see how it goes. And that is going to have to wrap it up. I mean, anybody can comment below and say, like, who they think, could join the Orioles. I mean, that's totally up to you. But even though I mentioned the other big names, like where they'll go, I mean, some may disagree with me on that, but, that's your choice. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks again for watching this video, everybody. As always, please like if you do like this video. Comment, no negative stuff, and subscribe. Hit the bell. It's not a bad thing, a good thing, and you all take care. And thanks again for watching this video.